Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought I would talk about marker bleed and how to prevent that on your coloring pages. And we're going to use this Cozy Home coloring book by Vivi Tinta for that. This has been a really great coloring book. I've had a lot of fun working on some of the pages in here. The scenes are just so dreamy and just really cute. And we're going to use their test page here in the beginning and use that to go over marker bleed and how to prevent it, what to do when that happens. So first I want to put some paper behind the paper that I'm going to color on, because with markers, obviously they do bleed, but they will bleed from one page to the next depending on the type of paper the coloring book is made out of. This was printed on paper from Amazon, so it's going to bleed. So I just use 2 sheets of regular photocopy paper, the stuff that you put in your home printer, and it works just fine. So with markers, each marker has its own bleed depth. So I'm going to use some Copics today, but I'm also going to use some water-based markers and show you the difference in how they bleed. But what you want to do is always test your markers first, because each marker, like I said, is going to bleed differently. And then also the type of paper you're using is going to impact how far of a bleed you're going to have. If it's higher quality, thicker paper, generally the bleed is a little bit less. But it's always good to use these test pages that most of the coloring books come with to test your markers, to see how your markers will perform on the page before you start getting into an actual coloring page that you want to make really pretty. So I'm going to just use this little Copic Chow. It's a B02 if anyone really likes this color. And I'm just going to color in one of these little boxes. You know what, before I do that, let's get some more light in here. Just a little more light, make it a bit easier for you to see. Okay, so I'm just gonna color in like you would normally do with a colored pencil. And let's see what happens if I go right to the edge of this little house. Okay, so we're just gonna give that a second, because it looks fine, but actually if you look close, you'll see it's starting to go outside the lines. It's starting to bleed outside the little box. So let's do another one. And this time we're not gonna go right to the edge of the house. We're just gonna go close to it. And keeping an eye on it, you see how it's actually bleeding and filling in. And where it doesn't, you can just do a little dab to help it out in those areas so it gets filled in. But the trick is just don't go all the way to the edge. It's pretty simple, but if no one has explained that to you, it can be really frustrating when you're trying to color your page. And every time you color, you've got markers where you don't want them to be. So if your marker is super juicy, some of these Copics, when I've just refilled them, they are super juicy. Another trick is to not press hard on the page, because that will release more ink and then cause a larger bleed. So you can see there's some bleed here and around the house. It actually didn't do too bad. There's a little bit down here. I've had worse bleeds in coloring books, but these lines are rather thick. So if it's a coloring book that has a thinner line, then obviously the bleed is going to be much more pronounced, because this black line isn't going to be helping to cover up some of that. But as you can see in this one, there really isn't any bleed outside of the little house. Everything stayed crisp and clean and inside. So let's do it again, but with a different color. So let's use this pink. This is a Copic sketch, RV55. And let's color in these little hearts. So again, I'm going to go right to the edge of the heart. And let's see what happens. Fill it in really well. And already you can see, look at that. This marker must be much juicier than that blue one, because it's just coming out all the edges. But now let's do it again. But we aren't going to go all the way to the edge of the heart. We're just going to come close, and you can see it's already starting to fill in, so you don't have to worry that you're going to have a whole bunch of white lines. And there it goes, it just fills in all the rest, but no bleed. So you can see the difference when you go right to the edge of the lines and then when you don't go to the edge of the lines. The marker will fill in and take care of it. Now this is with alcohol markers. So alcohol markers tend to bleed a little bit more than water-based in my experience, but I'm gonna show you what water-based looks like just so that you can have a comparison. But before I do that, if this happens to you, your page is not ruined. So there is this really cool, it's a blender marker, and this is color 0 because there's literally no color to it. And what this can do is it'll blend alcohol markers and make some really cool effects on your page, but it also is kind of like a special marker eraser. So if you don't have anything, like if this is just how you see it with white here and there wasn't other alcohol marker from something else right here, you can use this and it will erase this. And then you don't have to worry about the bleed. I've done that a few times. Sometimes I just wasn't paying attention. I got too close to the line, the color bled, and I hated it. And so as long as you don't have another item in the picture that's right here that you've already colored, you can take this blender and you can just use it like an eraser. And the trick with the blender using it as an eraser is you don't want to go crazy with it. When I say that, I mean don't just keep layering and layering and layering. You just do one layer and always pull away from where the color is. So you see how I'm like starting here, pulling out, and then let it dry. Because if you do too much, then it's going to bleed into the part that you've just colored and make a funny texture that you don't want. So we're just gonna let that dry, and you're gonna see it's not gonna be gone when it's dried, but it'll be more hidden, I guess. What's the word? It'll disappear more. So at a loss for words today. So this will start to fade, and once it's dry, then we can do another layer over it, and each time we do a layer, it eventually will just take it away. Pink and reds are the hardest to get rid of, but you still can get rid of them. They just take a few more applications of your blender tool. So now let's get into some water-based markers so that you can see what it looks like when you use a water-based marker as it relates to bleed. Okay, so I've got this Tombow water-based marker. This is number 126 for anyone who likes this color. And we're going to color in this little heart. And one of the tricks with water-based is have a plan when you start. So you see I'm not just like scribbling wherever. I'm making some nice lines. And with water-based, as long as you have a plan, you can actually create some really beautiful pages that don't look amateur. So that's me, I goofed right there because I was chit-chatting and didn't pay attention. So that is not a bleed. So let's do it again just so you can see how water-based performs. Now, if you notice, I'm coming really close to the edge of this little heart. So the reason why is because water-based doesn't spread out as much as alcohol. So some water-based will bleed a little bit more than others. So again, that's why you want to use your test page and just see how does it perform. But I'm seeing right here that with these thick lines, these water-based markers, I can color right up to the edge of the line and have no issues with any bleed problems. So just good to always use your test color page. I know most coloring books have them, and at first I was like, boy, these are a lot of extra pages in this book, but these are really useful. So don't think they're just filler pages. They actually help you know what your markers are going to do, how they're going to perform inside that specific coloring book. So let's go back to this because this is pretty much dry now, and we're going to add another application. And again, we're going to just pull away. And I know I've got another tutorial that shows how to do this, but I figure if we're doing it here talking about bleed, I'll just show you in this video as well. And you can see it's already starting to fade. Now don't get too excited and use too much blender because again, this will bleed back into the heart and then it'll ruin what you've got there. Now something too is if you do, let's say, ruin it, so to speak, where you end up with blender marker in the marker area where you don't want it, that's where colored pencils can really help you out. For example, on one of these other pages, let's see, like if you want to hide anything, maybe something didn't go quite right, colored pencil can really help you out. Like these were actually just colored in green, and then I used colored pencil on top of them. If there were any issues with bleed, or maybe I accidentally used the blender and it like came into the lines where I didn't want it to be and made a funny texture, colored pencil can be your lifeline to saving that picture because it layers really, really nicely on top of the marker. So in fact, this section up here was a different color entirely and I hated it. And so I actually went over it with another alcohol marker, and then I took colored pencil and blended it all in, and no one would ever know. It just looks like part of the sky, like it's supposed to be there, like the darker part of this sunset. So, I mean, you can really save a lot of pages if you use alcohol marker, water-based marker, and colored pencil. If you use all of your tools, it's really pretty difficult to make a page that you end up hating because there's so many options to save the page that you wouldn't have otherwise. This one I'm still working on. I still got to finish this little cloud, but this one actually, when I was working on it, the color palette to me seemed very boring and I didn't want to color it anymore. But then once I got in there with my colored pencils and added some details, I began to love this page. I was like, ooh, there's nice definition I can create in the tree and the trunk and with this little chicken over here and her dress. And so it actually became a page that I came to love because I went over it with colored pencil and added in some depth, dimension, and details. So I know a lot like to color just with marker, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're ever unhappy with a page, break out those colored pencils and just have fun with it and just take it to a whole new level. Okay, so this is almost dry. It still feels cool to the touch, so we're gonna give that a little bit more time before we do our next layer. But you can see it's getting a lot lighter and it's just slowly fading out, because when we first started this was this color and now it's just this really light pink. So I think maybe one more application and we should be good. So I hope this video was helpful in teaching you how to prevent bleed where you don't want it, and also how to fix it when you have it just happen, because sometimes it's just going to happen, especially as different coloring books have different thicknesses of their black lines around objects and also different kinds of coloring paper that you're coloring on. I hope the video was helpful. If you like my videos, be sure to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.